How are we doing, Robust family? Look, before this show starts, which I know you're going to enjoy, can I ask you just to do me a small favor? I need all of you to give a robust smash to that like and subscribe button. Why? Because it helps us a lot. We want to get this material out there, and it makes sure that you do not miss a breakfast show beat on this Liberty Radio YouTube channel. All right, guys, do it right now, and I'll see you in the show. Good morning, guys. It's your breakfast show. And we made it, guys. It's been a crazy morning. If you are on the breakfast show broadcast, that you know that, there we go, elevation. You know that we had a bit of an issue, technical issues this morning on the show today, and guess what, we got it moving, we got it working. I just want to say a huge good morning to all of you. We've got here the table of justice. We've got the one and only Iron Will this morning. Here he's ready, wired, fired and inspired as he always does. We've got returning back to us the one and only Samantina. Samantina, you have to play our music, cat. Samantina's here. Samantina's with us this morning, and guess what? Yeah. She's gonna. It's okay, Samantina. It's okay, Samantina. It's okay. Why? But guess what? She's gonna get ready to leave in 2 minutes. I'm telling you. But so tell me, it's great having you with us this morning.
It's great to be here and say good morning, and then tune in later on.
Same energy, still shining.
Are you allowed to tune in?
Yeah, are you allowed to tune in?
Anyway, continuing.
You know when you get to, because she's gonna have to leave to go to her next mission, right? Are you allowed to? Yeah, you can listen to the breakfast show, right?
No.
What? No, you can't. You can.
Look at her eyes.
Okay.
She's like,
I'm pretty sure.
Blink twice if you're not allowed to speak.
I was thinking, like,
oh gosh. Look, Samantina is awesome. All right, but you know what? As I promised, I know you have to go at a certain time, so just say hi to all our listeners. Oh, wait, your camera's this side. Yeah, say what's up.
Morning.
Yeah, so
welcome to the breakfast show. Stay tuned in.
All right, play our music. She has to exit now. Because that's it. That's Samantina.
Good
Samantina,
afternoon.
say good morning.
Evening, and good night.
That is Samantina. Samatina's here. She's off. That's it. Oh, Samantina. God bless you, Samantina. It's good talk. Good talk, Samantina. You're awesome. Samantina, over here. Go and act. Samantina, God bless you. Okay. The breakfast show, only on the breakfast show, guys. These things happen only on the breakfast show. And also, as well as Samantina coming and having to move on to her next mission, because obviously we was meant to start a lot earlier to have more fun with her today.
We apologize for any and all technical difficulties.
Yeah, especially those of you who are Samantina fans out there, and you know, seeing Samantina was like water from a fresh spring over your eyes. That you said, we just wish we had more time, but no. Had to sink into the cold ice sea like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. My heart will go on. But we'll have her back. But anyway, also you heard today we have one only Dr. Shad this morning. Good morning, Dr. Shad.
Good morning.
How are
Uncle
you
Robert,
doing
how are you
today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, Dr. Shad's music. Look. Dr. Shad's music, that's it. He's a guy. How have you been these past couple of days, mate?
I've been fantastic. Yourself?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you so much. We're going to have a test coming up very shortly. I'm going to see how you favor on it.
Okay. Maybe we can get, if we get a lot of listeners tuned in, then I'll do the test.
Okay.
If someone from
that
the
sounds like something from like a politics. You know, Prime Minister. In certain politics, they say, you know what, I'll only debate you if you have this many followers in your group, because they want to avoid a debate. So let's see the test. But anyway, it's great to have you with us. And as you can see over there in the cat cam there in the corner, we have the one and only Kathleen this morning, fighting through, burning those dragons. You know what I mean? Yes or no, Will?
I was going to say, like, what a morning cats had to have.
Yeah, I thought I was going to come here, close my eyes for 5 minutes, and that was it. I arrived here, everything was
on fire, but thank God it's working now. Yeah, so we got about one. Oh gosh, we don't even have our tablets back there. Dude, can I have a tablet?
There's one.
Can I have a tablet? Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you.
Wait.
Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. All right, so let's see what's happening here on our breakfast show faithfuls. We was keeping everyone posted as to what was going on the breakfast show this morning, actually at Liberty Radio this morning. That's why it's good to be on the breakfast show broadcast. So if you are not yet on the breakfast show broadcast, so you don't miss the breakfast show beat, make sure that you send a message to our breakfast show WhatsApp line. Ha! There it is. Kat, what's the breakfast show WhatsApp line number?
It is +44 75 79 79 6845.
Breakfast show again.
+44 75 79 79 6845.
I love that, Kat. All right, so that's the breakfast show WhatsApp line. It uses the WhatsApp platform. So it's the WhatsApp line, uses the WhatsApp platform, so that wherever you are on the planet Earth, you can communicate with us here in this studio and have your voice heard all over the world. And the broadcast isn't a chat, it's just a broadcast where you get to get updates on what's happening. So I am Will. I know, even before he came on the show, he was already on the breakfast show broadcast, so he knows what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do. All right, so be part of the family. All right, and speaking about being part of the family, on the breakfast show this morning, we are looking, it's about Relationship Power Thursday. All right. Oh, sorry, what's that? I got something going on. I'm okay. It's Relationship Power Thursday, and we're gonna let you go straight into it today, because guess what? I have a psychoanalytical test that was put together by our good friend called AI.
Your good friend.
It's like that, innit, Will?
It is.
It is. Tell me, dude.
No, joking. It wasn't the first time I'd used it, but it was the first time I'd really used it productively. I see what you got going on Chat GPT.
Yes.
It's really handy.
That sounds
super handy.
Right. What was you doing? What was your mission?
For me, I just needed a bit of script. Cause I always usually write script for my own videos and stuff like that. But I was like, I just wanted to try and see if I have any ideas. Yeah, it was perfect.
Budov.
And just like a million words in
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So today, guys, we're going to be giving we're going to give you a psychoanalytical test, because the theme of last week's Love Talk was about putting people above God concerning your relationship life. All right, it's a very deep conversation. We're going to have a look at it today, but before we're going to go into it, we're going to give you guys a score. We're going to score you guys to see how deep you love.
How deep is your love?
Yeah, have you got that song? I doubt it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. How deep is your love? I think we could have that in the background while we're doing the questions. Yeah. So we're gonna let Kat find that. Let me just have a look in the live chat. My gosh, the chat's popping off today. I want to say huge good morning to David. Gillette Smart, he sent me his breakfast this morning, looking very good, very nice. Kat keeping everyone up to date. We have Tutor saying good morning breakfast show. Good morning, Tutor. It's good to see you again. I think it's the second time I'm seeing you in the live chat. Anonymous ending 060 says good morning everyone, sending us a heart. Thank you, we receive it. What's that? Is that Cat? Yeah,
sure.
But sometimes we're a bit cautious about anonymous.
Weird, but it's fine. Your arteries look a bit weird, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Your what?
The arteries.
Oh.
This is the arteries. These two here, the arteries, and this is the heart.
So like, understand?
Do you get it? Yeah, because you was here when we went through it last time.
Wow. Yeah, it's that. Cute. You're meant to make the heart look cute, not like an actual heart. Where it's like this.
Right. Okay. I take things very literal. Yeah, I was actually trying to.
Your heart is big.
It's like, I got a big heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a big heart.
Kathleen's ironic laugh.
I got a lot of love for everybody, you know. My heart big, got a lot of love for everyone. I've got Albert N in Station Park, South Africa, saying, good morning, everyone. Have a blessed Thursday. Thank you. Anonymous ending 060. Are we having live today? Yes, we are now. Diana from Boring's in the house. Have an amazing day. Karine is in the house. Camille is in the house. Mercy in Cardiff is in the house. I'm sure today's a repeat. All right, Prince is in the house. Therese from Croydon's in the house from UTF. Lorraine is in the house. Thank you. All right, Lorraine is with us this morning. One dream, one thing. Absolutely. Evelyn is in the house. Yes, you made it, guys. And so is Lorraine. Say, well done, Kat. As we know, technology is not so straightforward, but we kept in control. Keep up the amazing work you do. Mighty Boring. All right. So we're going to go into our AI test now, because we've got a lot of time to make up for, and we got the elements from last week's Love Talk. I'm going to give you guys a minute Okay. Oh gosh, Deborah's still making a way. Oh, she says I'm here. Oh, great, fantastic. All right, we're gonna take a time out. All right,
Yes,
I'll let you.
please.
We'll take a quick time out. We'll find that song. How deep is your love? Even get the instrumental, and we're gonna give you the psychoanalytical test that was put together by AI, and see how deep is your love. How deep is your love? I think that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm proper excited for this one.
I'm excited for this one too. This is gonna be so great. I'm Hercules.
Hercules.
Night Professor.
Who?
Night Professor. Eddie Murphy, Night Professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were calling out for the Hercules in Ireland.
Oh, Hercules. Yeah. Now he's like Hercules. Now he's Hercules. You know, Night Professor. Hercules.
Okay.
Like, but yeah. All right.
Sure.
That's awkward. I'm just seeing how I look. I was just like, Mercy from Cardiff says, "Hey guys, I just realized you guys are back. I was just listening, doing my makeup. Booyah shaka."
Wow.
All right, I think maybe I took too long on the video that we sent, because when you send the video to everyone, sometimes you're like in the move, so you see a video, so you're like, "Oh, I'll check it later."
Yeah.
But if I send a picture like we're back, then that would be easy. Everyone would be like, "Okay, like we'll just jump in," you know what I mean? But anyway, let's play some music. We're gonna get Deborah. And we're going to get on this psychoanalytical test and let's see what Bishop's saying on last week's love talk. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be awesome. And thank you for being with us and holding out until now. Let's do this, Kat. What track you got for us?
We have Every Step by Sunday and Moflo.
Every step, every step, every step, every step, every step, every step. In. We're right back after this, guys. That's right, you know what time it is. It's breakfast show time. That's when we come with the vibe, we come with the tunes, and also guess what we come with? If you just joined us, we're here from 8 till 9, but we had technical difficulties, so we're giving you 1 hour of morning power here. And guess what? We have Dr. Shad in the studio, we have Iron Will and parachuting from the breakfast show glass ceiling today, full of action, full of vim and gusto determination, one and only Deborah this morning. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning.
Deborah,
Good morning.
how are you?
I'm good by
You
the
look
grace
ready.
of God. Yes, the weather's good. I'm
Good.
raring to go.
All right, Kat's doing the sound. It's Relationship Power Thursday, guys, and we're getting into this today. I want to say a huge good morning to Nyara in Ireland, saying good morning, Ireland connected. Top of the morning. Okay, I'll just say it, top of the morning to you, because they say now you have to say cracker. Like top of the morning is too old. That's how
Is that
that's.
not Scottish?
No, Ireland.
Really?
I thought it was Australian.
All these funny languages, they're all English, but they just got like a thing going on. But Ireland, they would say top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning.
But now they say, oh, that's old. You have to say kraken. I'm like,
I don't know.
I prefer top of the morning, thank you. But it's like, that's old. What is it now, Naira? I'd love to hear about it. What is
I
it
don't
now?
think she's from Ireland.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
just there.
So she'll know. Yeah. I hear. But she would know. Because they all, literally, when I went to her,
Irish people are nice.
they're
Yeah,
like,
they are.
As the people from the churches.
yeah, because it's like, what's your beliefs? Depending on that, you'll see a different version of me. What's it called? When we went to Aaron's wedding or Hercules' wedding, I met everybody, and I went in there, my little bit of Irish swang, you know. And everyone was sitting around the restaurant. I was like, hey, top of the morning to you. They were like, that's old, man. That's old. I'm like, sorry, please. What do you say? And Aaron goes, you have to say you crack.
You what?
What the crack?
Cracker.
Anyway, teach me, Niara. Anonymous ending 43 says, good morning, everyone from Ireland. Well, Ireland's in the house. Patience is with us. Good morning, Patience. Karina in Namibia has joined us. We had Karina in Botswana now and also Namibia. Say good morning. And guess what? Niara says is just cracking up and laughing with sweat. Okay, so look, let's go. We're going to go into it. We've got our elements, but I want to do this AI test. All right, because the theme is about putting anything on top of God. So whether it's your relationship, whether it's a person or things, and guess what? As human beings, we can love too deeply if we're not careful. Too deeply that we get problems and we're not really sober anymore. So guess what? I have been consulting with my favorite friend AI, and we have prepared a AI psychological analytical. How often you get butterflies in your stomach? Is it something very often? So it's a 5, which is consistently.
But let's say like once a day, how would you define that? What number is that?
I would say that's probably. I think that's probably average. I think that's probably fair.
So is that like a 1 or
That's
a 3?
probably. So if you say once a day, I'd say that's a 3.
Okay.
I'd say that's a 3. Yeah, we can't really quantify thoughts, but I think you can
Yeah,
sense
do you know-
the
yeah, yeah.
intensity because sometimes it's just like on your mind. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just on your brain.
Like you're distracted.
Yeah. So like once a day. So
4
intermittently.
is like going on the verge of distraction. 5 is like you're obsessed.
Yeah, you're really distracted.
And don't worry, you don't have to tell us your number. If
One
you
is
want.
like you don't think about the person at all.
Like you forget about them. There are days where you forgot about them.
Yeah. Two's like. Two's like, oh yeah.
You only think of them when you see them.
Yeah, exactly. So 1
Okay, so
to 5.
1 is not thinking about them at all.
Yeah.
2 is
Even
a
if it didn't exist.
no, yeah. 2 basically 1 is you're not really into them.
Yeah.
2 is you only think about them when you see them, which I guess is.
That's right. And then
But-
3 is
3 is you think about them.
But
Yeah, but once
3 is you
once a
think
day.
about them once a day or like
Or a
once
few
a
times
week.
a week.
so I think
Yeah, a few times a week.
So
you just think about them once in your life, every now and then.
all right. So let's put it. So scale it, discern it 1 to 5. All right. So how often do your thoughts of your partner occupy your mind? All right. Let's go to the next question. Number
Next
2.
question is, where is it? How much do you prefer being physically close to your partner?
All right. So like we said, this could be past experience, someone that you like, someone that you've had an attraction to. You're probably in a relationship right now. You know,
It's not a good sign if you don't.
Yeah.
not a
Like for
good sign,
example,
no.
if I was to put 1 in my situation, that's not a good sign.
You're such a 20 year plus
If I
Yeah, right. I don't want to be there.
I'm a 1.
Again, this is difficult if you've never been in a relationship.
I'm sorry, Cap. We're all.
Is there somebody that you've liked, maybe in the past, maybe there's someone you had a crush on? So, because we're going by those kind of experiences, you know what I mean?
By physically
The
close.
thing is,
Okay.
I avoid the people.
So she's had training.
Yeah, so put 1.
I've heard this so many times. I like someone, so I'm gonna do everything I can to be far away from them.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
I don't want anything to
I
happen.
pray you write a book on this thing and pass to our daughters.
Oh dear.
So just to
Alright.
clarify, by physically close we mean like just to enjoy the company, right?
Yeah, that's
But
right.
then if I, for example, let's say I really enjoy just being able to sit next to someone, is that a 5 or a 3? Because I enjoy it more than anyone else I know.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's normal though. That's not obsessive.
it says how much do you prefer being physically close to the person?
Well, I mean, I prefer, bruv. I imagine you'd rather be next to your wife than next to me and anyone else in the world.
Absolutely.
So then,
Absolutely.
is that a 5 or a
So
3?
that I would be a 5.
So a healthy one is a 5.
Yeah. Actually, no.
Do you know what? Do you get what I'm struggling now? I'm trying to figure out.
5 is
Obs-
too much.
But
Yeah,
how do you
yeah,
define
yeah,
too
yeah.
much?
All right.
Too
So you
much
know what?
clinging.
Okay. Look,
Okay,
guys.
fair enough.
guys.
Okay.
There's an element of where the person has to kind of discern it within themselves. It's good to give parameters, but there's an element where the person knowing themselves, their own.
So
personal
5 is
experiences.
clingy.
I know you want to
3 is
quantify.
healthy.
I know you want to quantify it, and it
No,
helps
no.
to quantify it. I get it.
Yeah,
It
because I'm
helps.
just struggling. For example, what I might like, I would
So-
enjoy being next to someone, but at the same time,
So let's put 5 as clingy. Yeah?
Okay,
For all
yeah.
intents and purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
because we need to know what is unhealthy and what.
That's right.
Or
And
else
what-
we're gonna have like she might do a 5,
That's right. That's right.
but actually it's just a 3.
We really need people to kind of like process the numbers for themselves because everybody has different experiences.
Basically,
yeah?
3 is the correct answer.
Okay, so you're funny.
Sorry,
You're scary. You're scary at the same
I
time.
don't know if everyone's already figured
Avoidance.
that out.
Avoidance. You see that? Avoidance.
Am I
look at it.
avoiding?
Avoidance. Yeah. All right, let's go. Prince is saying, "Oh, the vault's opening."
Everyone, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, change the music. Change it. We need a more
dear.
like somber, like kung
When,
fu.
for example, when I was dating her,
Remember, you have to go home tonight.
I know. I'm ready.
Or maybe not.
Trust me,
Maybe not. Depending on
Every night.
how this conversation is, you might not go home.
process these things before I open my mouth. Trust me.
Plus, I can stay
I
in the
know
church tonight.
I know the weight. You know, Jesus said, like, if you're gonna go to war, man, count the going off, man. You know what I'm saying? Count the cost. But like, for example, with me, there was a point that she was so shy and closed that I almost, like I give the example, I almost had to pull her soul out to be like, so what do you want?
No. Do you know what? I don't think that's just an individual. Like I was speaking to Samantha before we went live, and I think that's a common thing within our community.
Yeah.
So I think that's because I've noticed that, like, you know what Kathleen said, that she runs away whenever she likes someone. So imagine now
reminder.
we've trained a whole generation of women.
That could be the case.
No, correct. No, think about it. She's literally being raised to run away from like.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen when that time comes?
That's a very good point. She's unskilled, untrained.
And the thing is,
And we're just praying that the timing will be right to kind of interact, to get the skills to interact.
One of the things is, I think it's like wisdom teaches us is that we should. If I'm going to teach someone when to say no, then I'm also going to have to teach them when to say yes.
That's right.
So there has to be a trade-off. I can't just say run away and keep running away forever.
Yeah, that's right.
Because then when the time comes...
There needs to be closure in the teaching. You have to resolve the lesson.
There needs to be the whole truth. You can't just have one part of the truth.
Are you a runawayer, Deborah?
Me, I'm not a runaway person. I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't run away. I would say I'm kind of like...
Avoidance.
No, not in that. I'm a hoverer.
Okay.
So
hoverer.
Because like testing the waters just to see, you know what I mean? So I won't exactly... I won't exactly run, and I won't exactly be all over you. I'll be kind of, like one of them, like a mother hen sort of just hovering over just to see how things are going. Yeah,
but then
that's how I see myself.
But would you say, in a relationship, how are you? Because there's a difference pre and there's a difference in.
All right, okay.
So how are you in a relationship?
In a relationship, I mean.
By the way, Martina's doing a test as well, so that's going to be interesting to find out.
I think when it's something like new and fresh, I'm quite casual and courteous and so forth. And when you get to know the person, then you can make those odd jokes and so forth. But I'm not a person. I'm not going to be all over the person because I think that
you're cool. You're cool.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Keep it cool.
Yeah.
And what Shad is saying, the guy might see that as
There's no interest.
Yeah, where's she? Is she feeling me? You know what I mean? She like me?
No, the person will know that I'm there.
Okay, you're going to be frank and clear.
No, the person will know I'm there, but I'm not going to be too...
no, but how? We're asking, like, how do you express?
Deborah's on the hot seat.
Yeah, we're not. You're just saying, I'm just going to be there. Do you express?
We'll leave that one out there in the end.
I'm just an in-betweener.
Okay, yes, Kat.
Can I say why I avoid them? Because I don't want to give myself a chance to dream and fantasize about it.
Sometimes it's just like you're not worried about your person.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't want this. I'm watching you. I'm watching you in the back there. So there's that situation. So I think I'm gonna give myself I'm sober. I'm not really crazy about that stuff.
But you also need to be. There's a healthy level.
Yeah,
right?
That's why I gave myself a 4.
Yeah, there's a
everything is ruined, and then one is like, you know what? No matter what happens, I don't care. Right, so I think
this person can die and I'll be alright.
I'll be alright. I'll be happy. I'm good to live. I'm good to go. All right, let's go to number 9.
Number 9
really
is
the music.
How comfortable are you?
Right, of losing my partner. All right, so let's put that one in there. Father, this is tough. All right, now last one, number 12.
Number 12 is.
Oh, okay.
How willing are you to acknowledge and address any unhealthy patterns or behaviors in your relationship?
Woo!
5 is the correct answer. If anyone doesn't know.
5 is the correct answer, isn't it?
It is.
My friend,
if you don't know,
I have 2 different stages of this.
Sorry.
I have in the beginning stage, I was a 5. I need to be on top of everything. It needs to be this way, and then after I'm like, you know what, just chill, man.
Because at one point it's
like that,
I can only change one thing at a time.
It's like that. So
you brought me 10 different faults. Okay, I'm sorry.
So it's one of those ones. All right, so guys, we've got it. Those are our answers. You're going to calculate what your score is, and I'm going to tell you in just a moment what your score actually says about you, okay? So start calculating now. We're going to go for a very short... We're going to play the first part of Bishop's message. Actually, no, because they're calculating, they might be able to listen to it.
But at the same time, we also missed 2 questions.
Yeah,
we missed 2 questions. So just bear that in mind.
All of them.
Yeah, we did.
No, there was number 5 we didn't do.
We missed number 5.
Only number 5.
Okay, cool.
No, number 5 and number 10.
No, we did 10.
No, we did 10.
No, the one from...
we did 10.
He said he was going to skip.
All right, so we're going to go for a timeout. Let's play a track, Cat. All right, when we come back, we're going to see what the answers are, and we're going to see how many of the elements of last week's love talk that we can kind of have a look at from last week. You know, we had a bit of technical difficulties, and we're working it out today, and we got to get this information across. You got 27.
Yeah.
Hey, that is interesting. All right, guys. Kat, let's play that track. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Just thought I'd interrupt. If you haven't done already, smash the robust like and subscribe button. Why not? Why not? You like us, I like you. Why not? I love that song. That was from that song was sent to us by the one and only Elliot from Netherlands.
Yeah, it's a nice selection.
It's a fantastic beat. Now, guys, we were posing the question, how deep was your love? We're going to show you as many elements as we can do of Bishop Love Talk, talking about us putting things above God, right? In terms of our love life, relationship, and life in general. We want to see the level of obsession that you could have on a gradient. This was done by AI, all right? So it's done by AI, so we try our best to try to get a psychoanalytical perspective and a score, and it's a bit of fun, all right? But, you know, a bit of laughter. In some jokes, there is a sliver of truth in there as well. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So, Kat, I want to see, Kat, how much did you score? Oh, she's adding hers. I'm
recalculating.
Okay, we had Mercy. Mercy says, I don't like awkwardness, tension, and I need to know what's happened so it can be sorted. That was to one of the earlier questions.
But I'm like that as well. I'm quite confrontational.
Yeah. Mercy says situations will naturally happen. Okay, then we have Lorraine says, true talk, Dr. Shad. Lorraine says, I got 35 in total. So let's see what your numbers are. So if your numbers were between... Actually, what did you get, Deborah?
I got 33.
33. So you're kind of in the middle, yeah?
Wait.
What about you, Will?
I also got 33.
33.
Yeah. I got 26.
26.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you add up before?
Because you said 12 before,
Yeah.
She's like a cyborg.
Yeah.
Math,
Like Wednesday
I haven't done
Addams.
math in 20 years.
Like you
4
definitely
years.
cancelled one of them numbers.
I don't know what I did.
All right. Chad, what did you get?
27.
27.
No, I'm starting to question things now. How is my, like, not to be rude, but like,
So 27.
how am I in the same place as someone who runs away?
27.
Oh,
Like,
I would love to know the breakdown of your answers, actually. 27, what was yours? 26. Oh, wow. 26, 27, 33, 33.
Yeah.
Guess what I got, guys?
what?
Guess what I got?
What did you get?
29.
All right, just to let you know, these are what the figures come up as, right? So, interpretation of scores. So, if you got the lower scores, which is 12 to 25, indicates a more balanced and healthy approach to relationships. All right, 12 to 25. Yours was
27.
okay, so you just slid in there. All right, moderate scores 26 to 40 suggests a moderate level of emotional attachment with some potential areas of self-reflection needed, like why go on with you? All right, and that's pretty much everyone so far in the room. However, if you got a higher score, which is 41 to 60, may indicate stronger emotional intensity and potential signs of attachment or obsessive tendencies.
Okay.
What did you get, Robert?
I'm a passionate man. I'm a man of passion.
Robert, what did you get?
Look at my sense of joy and vigor.
Passionate.
I'm a man of passion.
Oh, just
High
tell us the score already.
Okay, fine. All right. My score is 39.
Wait. Do you guys want to hear that? Do you guys want to hear technically the math?
Right.
So you know how Robert said 41 to 60 at high score. We skipped a question, right?
Yes.
Because we skipped a question,
I
we
didn't
should
skip
minus
it,
the
though.
number by 5.
Minus it by 5.
Yes.
Oh, but
It depends.
Meaning it should actually
you need
be
to balance it out.
46 to 65. I mean 46 to 55. No, 36. So 36 to 55 is a high score.
Okay.
21 to 35 is moderate score.
Oh.
So 21 to 35. And then the lower score.
Also, I'm
would-
34. Sorry. Whoops, it's 9, it's 34. There you go. All right, there we go. I had to just double check that there. See what's going on there. All right, but it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting.
That would. No charlatanism there.
Indeed.
Oh, dear.
All right, but anyway, guys, it's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun.
It's a bit of fun.
Just a bit of fun. All right? And basically, look, we're asking the question: if we can be obsessive about a person, do you know what I mean? And maybe sometimes we're wondering, like, why hasn't God blessed me yet? You know, we got things to check, to reflect on, like the things we're saying. Or maybe I need to be a bit more forward. You know, that's why the love therapy is so important. You know, so it's just a bit of fun. By the way, Evelyn says my score was 22. Oh, wow. Okay, Evelyn got 22, you know.
Can I be honest? I'm starting to think some people just don't care. Like, if you got a number like 12 means that you had a 1 on everything.
Yeah.
That is not a healthy. Wait, because what did the AI say? Is
a more balanced and healthy approach.
Yeah, if you put 1 for everything, that is not a healthy.
But it says it's healthy.
I know, but obviously we're gauging
Robert's
it.
Friend, isn't it?
We're gauging it humanly speaking.
If Robert's friend is
So
the one,
you
like,
take it with a pinch of salt, all right?
Yeah.
So it's a pinch of salt, all right? But
I wonder what AI
but if it
would
was 1, it's like, I mean, that's like what's his Mark Zuckerberg. Of course,
do you know what you should have done, Robert? You should do your relationship with AI.
I feel like
Wow.
of course I would avoid
Are
confrontation.
you my friend?
I'm robotic.
You know what? To defend Mark Zuckerberg, I literally just listened to a clip of his less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
He was sounding like a person, you know.
Really?
Not even to be rude.
Sounding like
Wow.
The mannerisms were. I was like, okay, like. But it's just his eyes, man. Like, you know, I don't know if he can fix that or I don't know what I mean.
No, look, I get it.
It's work life.
No, but I get when you're a guy who's at that level of thing. I'm not sure if you've seen. Have you ever seen? There's a video on YouTube where there's this high-level banker.
We're gonna have to move. All right, but it's good. All right, so look, Mercy's cracking up. Chanel South Africa's here. Hi, Chanel. How you doing? All right, and Samantha from Future Bar says mine was around 30 to 31. She's a lady of passion. A lady of passion, Samotina. Passion. Guys, speaking of passion, now let's get into this, all right? We're going to look at last week's love therapy. By the way, Samantha says, I put some in-between numbers. Lots of laugh. Yeah.
Just remember, Robert. Samantha, you're closer to Robert than...
We are people of passion. Okay, guys, let's get into this, all right? Relationship Power Thursday. Let's look at last week's Love Talk material. Those of you still with us, it's great having you with us. I hope you're enjoying the show, enjoying the conversation.
How many are we watching?
We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes with the time. 'Cause I know each one's about 4 minutes, isn't it? Yeah. I know. We work out. We see how the vibe goes. Yeah. We'll see how
to work out.
Yeah. All right, let's play it now. We'll be right back after this.
We all know the direction that God gave to Adam and Eve regarding the tree. And when God spoke to Adam about the tree of knowledge of good and evil, that they couldn't touch it, God gave instruction to Adam. Let's read there. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, God commanded who? The man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. So the instruction was clear to the man. God spoke to the man. Afterwards, the woman came, and when the woman was tempted, the Bible says there, Genesis 3, so when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to her husband with her, and he ate. But we know that in the conversation with the serpent, when the serpent spoke about the tree, the woman said, we cannot eat of the tree. Where did the woman hear that from? Because God didn't speak to her. So if the woman said to the serpent, I cannot eat of this fruit, where did she hear that from? From her husband. So when the woman took of the tree of the fruit of the tree, and she gave to her husband. We know what happened. We just read. The husband took the fruit and ate. But what Adam should have done, because God spoke to him directly, was that Adam should have said to Eve, "What have you done? Are you out of your mind?" And he should have immediately brought to God the mistake that she did. And maybe God would have replaced Eve for Estelle. But I think the point we need to understand here is, why did Adam do that? When someone makes a mistake, you have to ask yourself why people make that mistake. Because if God spoke and it was clear, there was no room for mistake, it was black and white, then we can say that Adam, do you think Adam knew what he was doing when he took the fruit? Do you think he knew what he was doing? Absolutely he did. So why did he do it? Simple. Because he put the woman above God. He put the woman in first place. Because what God had told him was clear. And of everything that we see happening in the realm of love life, we see that happening all the time. People who make someone their God. How do you know that someone makes someone their God? When the person is willing to do for that person things that they don't do for God. When a person, for example, compromises their principles for a person, who is in first place in their life? The person, right? I learn about the word of God, the principles of faith, the principles of truth, yet I lie for that person, so that person is in first place in my life. And when someone is in first place in your life, your relationship with God deteriorates. That's exactly what happened to them, right? They hid from God. And obviously, you may ask, but Bishop, are you saying that I cannot love my partner? No, I love Elena very much. You know, after the Lord Jesus, Elena is the person that's most important for me. More than my mom. More than my brother, more than anybody. After Jesus is her. But what we see is that many people put people and things ahead of God. We see that happening in love therapy all the time. We see people abandoning Jesus for a relationship.
Yeah, it goes deep. It's going deep now. Literally, using an example of Adam and Eve. Adam knew exactly what to do. Then afterwards, told Eve. Eve does whatever comes into her mind, listening to the serpent, takes the fruit, messes up, and she's like, "Here you go." And I don't know what lyrics she used to convince him. I don't know what she said to this guy. This guy was in paradise. He was living a good life, right? Before she came along, right?
Before she,
right? Like he wasn't complete, but like, you know what I mean? Like, God was like, "This is good, this is good, but it's not good that man's gonna be alone. All right, let me give him Eve." And then she twists up his mind. And it's so easy to do that in a relationship, you know. And I even like speaking, you know, being married. Sometimes God is this is to us married men, that God is speaking to us things for our marriage, and sometimes it could be like a harsh rebuke or correction, and you kind of be like, "Okay, God, no, you know what, not today or not now," you know what I mean? And God is like, "No, you need to steer things in this direction." Like last time when Ignatius was speaking, and then he went from a radical man to a man that was like, you know, let me calm down a bit. But he says, you know, sometimes the boats, you know, they're going in this type of way. And because I'm trying to be calmer, I let it go, and you have to fight to bring the situation back in. Why? Because God has given us a direction, and we try to be a bit too kind and too balanced. And without realizing it, we can then make the people that we're meant to be taking care of to be like God.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy in small details.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys say something now. Lorraine says self-reflection is so important, and healing from past traumas is so important before entering into a new relationship. Only the author of love can heal those wounds, especially the love therapy. Tonight 8 p.m. It's so important. Drop it like it's hot. Have you guys had an experience of that where you've actually put someone first?
I think for myself, I used to do it so much, especially with family. And I can see even still, you kind of veer towards that, and you have to say, okay, you have to bring it back, like what you're saying, because it's so easy to drift off. Because remember, anything that you put before God is like you're idolizing it. Yeah. So you can, it may even be harsh to say that you could view it as, well, it's spiritual adultery, if you're thinking about God, because you're supposed to put God first, but no, you're putting something or other things in place of him, it can be classed as spiritual adultery.
So you did that with your family?
I'm much better now. But the thing is, I used to be like, it's just like them, but then I'm like, okay, God first. Up. Yeah, and it's so easy to do because you love your family, don't you? They are your everything. You're connected to them so many ways. Yeah. So and then sometimes you get obligated having to do things for them. So you have to be careful
to keep that balance.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you? Because I know that you love your mum. And I'm just using her as an example because I know her, but obviously you've got a much broader family. Your thoughts on putting someone before God?
So I was thinking to memory, this one maybe don't quote me on, but I was really struggling to think who is a person that I put before God. And I'm thinking, I don't think that's the issue that I've had. I think it's more putting my own interests before serving God. So I think that's always been my battle. So
thank you for your honesty. That's powerful. Yeah.
So I think it's and I have small things where I know it doesn't come up in conversation, but I have small things where I don't feel comfortable doing other things in the morning if I've not prayed. Like, so I always go make sure prayer is like the first thing I do, literally to start my day. Yeah. Almost like once I'm done praying, someone switches something like a switch on my back, and I could do stuff. And I've noticed that, especially as the years have gone by, where I literally can feel I'm not comfortable because I know in the back of my mind I've literally not prayed. I know it's very rare that I'll wake up in the morning and just go up and do whatever without realizing. So
it's tough.
So that's a small one, I would say. But I think other things, like when you're making time to make sure that you're reading the Bible, that it's not like too long of a gap in between that. Then making sure that you're attending mass, that you're making sure that you're thinking about God. And even in small things where I'll say, for example, like I think my friend was like kind of complaining about a mutual friend and things like that, and I literally had a moment where I had to stop myself from engaging in that because I knew, and it was something that we'd spoken about on the show, and that's what I remembered. It's like talking about people behind their back and passing judgment and gossiping, like that's ungodly. So I literally had to stop myself in that moment. Yeah. But then other times it might not even occur to me that actually you're doing something that's ungodly, and that's my constant battle.
It's the battle goes on, isn't it? And it even gets more stronger when you're choosing someone to build your life with, because there's all kinds of feelings. I'm like when we was talking earlier and we had the AI questions, and Kat was like, I evade the person or I evade someone in my love life because I don't want to get any heartstrings involved. It's not time yet. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because I even remember because I had two situations. I remember when I was before I gave my heart to Jesus, I missed one morning service, and that was enough for me not to come to the service or come back to church. And in that moment I got the girlfriend I want and everything. I got everything. But then every time something kept bringing me back to God, and I had to kind of weigh up options. I got the girl that I wanted, a mixture of American Ghanaian. It's like I'm good with her mum, you know what I mean? But I had to make a choice, and like Bishop says, when you do that, your spiritual life gets ruined. So even though I didn't have a spiritual life, it was just a faint heartbeat at that time. When she came to Brixton one time, and I said, "How do you find the service?" She was like, "Nah, I won't come back." And I was kind of relieved, and I was like, we're not going in the same direction. Yeah. And the moment I kind of did that for God, it's like my spiritual life grew wings, So it's really interesting how, that situation, putting everything before God, I believe that relationship wouldn't have worked out anyway. It would have become very unhealthy because she loves clubbing and everything like that. It would have just been a mess, So, yeah, Bishop's onto something here. Whether it's something very tentative, very, very strong, being in a relationship that's not so good, where you're putting a person above God, or small details in the way that we treat God and do God's things. It's really powerful what we're seeing today. All right, let's see if we can go into the second part. And after that, I'm going to show you a picture of the structure of the family in just a bit. All right, let's play that track, Kat.
And this is where many people live these days. They are out of the garden. In other words, you understand the comparison, because they keep putting people, money, career, and even themselves.
Because
their will is their God.
Because that's the next point. The next point is that when you put something in first place, eventually that thing or that person will disappoint you, because nobody's perfect, right? So you put someone in first place that makes you happy for a little while until the person disappoints you, because you will find out that the person is not perfect. So one day they said something, did something that disappoints you, and then that's why we have people who say, I'm off men. I don't want any men anymore. People who say that is because they had the men that they had in first place. I'm off women because the woman they had was in first place. And then, because it's like this. Look what the Lord Jesus said. You shall love the Lord your God with all what? Your heart, all your soul, and with all your mind. We are spiritual beings. They are people who don't know God. They are in the world. Because we are spiritual beings and they don't know God, they try to find something to love as much as we should love God. So that's why we have people who love their car. We have men who love, we have people who love their football team more than anything. There are people who do crazy things for their football team. There are people who go to prison for their football team. Right? Because they don't know God. They put that football team in there. There are people who are intelligent, they have a degree, they are successful, educated, and they go into a fist fight to defend a team that lost. Some people, because they don't know God, they put things, people on a pedestal. And then it's like this. You say, okay, now I don't want men anymore because men disappointed me. The only thing you're going to do is that you're going to stop loving men above everything else to love something else. That's why there are people who love their dogs more than anything. We've had people say, here, we've had people say, if I don't come in with my dog to the service, then I don't come in. We said, okay, so you don't come in. Right? And then if it's not your dog, it's your career. It's your social standing. That's why Jesus said, we have to love the Lord your God, the Lord our God, with all our heart, all our soul, and with all our mind. And then he said, and the second thing is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. I love Elena as I love myself. Just like I would never do anything bad to me. I would never do anything bad to her. Just like I want good things for me, I want good things for her. So I fight to do her will. I fight to make her happy. And vice versa, she does that for me. But you know why I do that for her? Because first, I love God above her. I love Elena very much. Very, very, very much. I tell her that all the time. All the time. Maybe too much. But all the time. But first is my God. Amen? Because before I met her, I was already in love with my God. I left my family, my country, to serve Him. He was the love of my life, and He is the love of my life. And then I met her, and she became the second love of my life. But I would not compromise my integrity, my character for her or for anybody.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right. And, you know, depending on what environment you're in, someone might say, "But God is God, like he's going to love you anyway," right? But we're talking about us actually loving God, us having an affection to God. And someone might think, like, we could be human beings, could be a bit selfish, and because some people say, "Oh, yeah, you need to love God." Yeah, like superficially, right? But in truth, inside of the person's heart, it might be a thing of, because you love God more, you're gonna deny me certain things, or you're going to treat me as a second-class citizen, right? But the thing about it is, if we love God and we have the love of God inside of our heart, then we know that we are accountable to an invisible force that requires us to love the person that we're with. So if we take God out of the picture, and I'm affectionate and I love the person, it can be a thing of, guess what, I love them today, but feelings don't stay the same.
Yeah.
And that's where the person could be angry, lash out and hit the person, right? But if you have the love of God in it, that would be the last thing in your mind. I would never do such a thing. I'll be killing myself, because you have God's mindset, because you love God first. So, you know, so God, it seems like God had it right. Hey, Deborah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are called to love God first and to worship him. And that's what people don't understand. Like what you said, because he is an invisible force, people think that's an excuse not to worship him and not to recognize who he is.
It's true.
But as he created all things, you know, he created relationships, he created marriage. It was orchestrated by him.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we recognize him first.
Absolutely.
Because remember, it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all good things will be added."
That's the advice, isn't it? Coming straight from Jesus, right?
Yeah. So this is what we have to follow, because
Yeah.
once we follow him, everything should fall into place. That's how it's supposed to be.
And here was an interesting thing. You know, we can desire and want to protect our social standing, our career, right? There's some people that they say, you know, I ain't gonna lie to have this job, and everyone will say, "Are you crazy? What's the point?" But it's because of our personal convictions towards God. And everybody who does this, they see that they get honored.
Yeah.
Right? There's even movies. You see people who take this stance for God, to be prepared to lose for God, but they always get honored afterwards.
They gain after. Yeah.
But then we can have us who want to have a social standing, we want to have reputation, we want to have clout, and we'll do anything to get it. But it ends up being something harmful for us in the long term. Yes or no, Will?
Yes, indeed. And I think that's something that it touched me in maybe my own sort of like individual way, where I don't like doing anything that affects me being able to have like a good night's sleep. Yeah. Because I'm someone who my conscience will get onto me for that. And as frustrating as that can be, it's something that has always been useful for me. That's something, if something doesn't sit right with something that I've done my conscience wise, like I don't mind, you know, putting it all on the line when it comes to like expressing how much someone means to me, but also expressing how sorry I am that I did something. And I feel like that's something that it's come back to me. Like people, like sometimes I'll do it and I'll think it's not a big deal to me, but it's something that in some occasions it left an impression on someone that I came back around and like apologized for this and that, and you know, they'll tell me about it later. So sometimes when I just get those kind of comments later on, like it's something that does reaffirm that actually this is something that is worthwhile. And all in all, you know, it's something that has a positive effect for those people, also has a positive effect on me. But I think in the biggest scheme of things, I think I'm doing right by God by sort of treating people in that kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key thing, right? Because we could be a good person, because everybody knows they should be good, but to do it knowing that I have a living God who's watching me, right? I have a living God who's seeing my actions and my thoughts. Let me honor him. It's strong. It's different from doing it from a living person than just an idea, right? And this makes all the difference. And here's another thing. I remember Samantina when she was on the show, and she was saying, look, you know what, God first. If the guy doesn't put God first, then I ain't interested. Why? Because if God's not first, then my life is at risk. No matter who the guy is. Because I choose to put God first, but if he doesn't put God first, then it doesn't work. And I think we got a short on it actually in Instagram, and she shut down the idea, you know. Here's something interesting. Lorraine says, so true love so true. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Many people struggle in this area, especially loving and valuing themselves as Jesus loves and values us. It's so important to invest in your relationship with Jesus to find out who you are, not what the world says about you. That's true. Here's a clip here. We got a picture here of the family umbrella. All right. Why should we put God first? Because basically God set things up like this. It's this umbrella. So you have Christ who's at the top, right? So we honor Christ, we obey Christ. He gives the instruction, and then he obviously underneath him you got the husband in the biblical structure of the family, right? So the husband, he's there to protect the family, lead the family, provide for the family. He takes that on his shoulders, right? He doesn't complain about those things. This is part of what he needs to do. Do you know what I mean? He's not. If it's just him in his mind, he will complain. He will cuss. He will like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna crawl under a stone and do nothing, right? But because Christ is on top, he knows what's required from him, and he gets on with it. But then underneath that, you have the wife, right? Because every business had a structure, and the family got made to have a structure. So the wife comfort, teach, nurture. There's more things as well, but she respects her husband. But why? Because she honors Christ above all. That's it. If she tries to go above that, then it's a problem. And then under that, you have the children who love their parents and obey their parents. That's God's instruction. But guess what? Many of us do because of our feelings, because of what's happening in 2024. We actually flip that umbrella upside down. Check this out. Budov. That means children come first, right? And the wife is only crazy about the children, neglect the husband, and because of that, you ignoring Christ. Then guess what? You have the husband who's just crazy about the wife to please her. He forgets about the instructions that come from Christ. And that's why if she fails or has a flaw, guess what? He acts like he's a monster, or he doesn't have any sense. And then obviously Christ has been put at the bottom, so the umbrella can't stand. So if you want this picture, you want this analogy, just message us just on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. I'll be happy to share it with you. But this is the umbrella, the biblical structure of the family. Kat, I think maybe if we can try to put one more video up and then we wrap it up, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, we get right because we don't have the Estado Español and that, and we started late.
But when we replay at 4 p.m, it gets cut.
It should be okay because if we cut the beginning, because the beginning part there was no program. Remember, there's only like a hour or something of a program.
Oh yeah, but usually every day it gets cut.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. What about the umbrella for those singletons, Assistant Robert? Well, obviously it's going to be Christ, then you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's play this other clip. Here we go.
And this is where many go wrong. Be careful. Sometimes you meet someone in the church, but maybe the person is of God. The person hasn't done anything wrong, but you put that person in the place of God, and then you become bitter, unhappy, lost. You used to be someone who had focus in life. You knew what you wanted. You were close to God. From the moment you started dating, even though it was someone in the church, your spiritual life went downhill. Maybe it's not the person's fault. The person is of God, baptized with the Holy Spirit, but the problem is you made that person your God. You wake up thinking of that person, you go to sleep thinking of that person. But Bishop, isn't that love? To a certain extent. But if it's something that it becomes an obsession, it's not godly. If it makes you compromise your integrity, your principles, a love that comes from God with someone will never make us compromise our principles and who we are.
When you put God first, for example, and you are in a marriage, and you're having problems in your marriage, or you're dating, for example, but I would say marriage because it's a more serious commitment. Because God is first in your life, because you have that relationship with Him, then you think about God all the time. What can I do to help this person who is now married to me? Because now you are in the marriage and you're going to fight to save your marriage because you have the knowledge and the tools to do it. So if God is first in your life, then you're going to search within, God represents love. God is forgiveness. God is gentleness. God is giving. God, think about everything that God represents, and you're going to do that to the other person, to the person you are married with. Do you understand? This is very, very important, because I put God first. I always want to please my husband. I don't care if he pleases me back. There are things I will not accept, and vice versa, like betrayal, abuse, obviously. But if he has a problem with temper or anything, my Lord, I know how to bless my husband. I know that with you, I will edify my house. I know that you will give me wisdom. I know you will teach me. I know, do you understand? He's my source. God is my source, not my husband. I hope this makes sense. So when you are married and you have problems, maybe your spouse doesn't come to the church. He's not exposed to the teachings that you are. So inside, maybe you think, well, my situation is different because he's not a Christian, you see. But you have the power to bring God into the marriage through gentleness, through giving, through humbleness. I think that's the biggest, because God is humbleness. It's one of the main characteristics. So even if your husband or wife is an unbeliever, there's no way they will not see God in you. But if you are both in the church and you don't know how to treat each other, then there's a problem with you and God. This is not existing. There's a problem with this. And you are perhaps, like you said, putting too much expectation into, you are expecting too much from a human being that cannot give you what only God can give you.
Expecting too much from a human being that cannot give you what only God can give you. And I'm thinking about that. Why is it important to have God first, especially when you're single? Because, and I know that people have different thoughts on this, but if you have God, God doesn't exist in the same place where there's depression. There was depression, that gets out, and then you have God, right? You have the fruits of God. The whole outburst of anger isn't there because you have God present. So that, like what you said, seek first the kingdom and everything else. So all of that self-control, everything is all part of the kingdom, right? Yeah. Will, I'm curious to know, what did you take from what Bishop just shared just a second ago?
It was just something a little bit before that comment there that you mentioned from Miss Elena. It was that if you are of the faith but you don't know how to treat your partner, it's actually because there's, even regardless of your partner, there's a disconnection between you and God. Yeah. And it just makes sense. Literally, you know what I mean? It literally just makes perfect sense.
Drop it like it's hot.
And then you said that part where like God doesn't exist where the depression is, and I was like, yeah, that's even perfect as well. Where you're looking at your own life and all you see is sorrow because there's a disconnection there. And I think one example of that could be not recognizing what is in your life to be grateful for. Again, that could be a link, between disconnection of God. But then obviously there's loads of other scenarios and factors as well. Yeah,
we can't sidestep God. We can't, because otherwise we're just on our own trying to fulfill a void, right? We can have things because we fight for them, but God, happiness, Himself, joy, contentment. You know what I mean? Imagine the person who has what they need and they have God is winning in a sense than the person who has physical materials but they're empty and they feel like they don't have anything, right? It's a deep and frustrating thing, and to combine yourself to another human being who is imperfect, you're gonna seek for things that you cannot hold because you have a hole in your heart. It is deep. What things stood out for you in that piece, Deborah?
Yeah, for me, what Miss Helena was saying about making sure that God is in your marriage, that should be first and foremost. Yeah.
And she said that you bring God into your marriage, isn't it?
Beautiful. Because once you put Him first, and He should be first, regardless, like what we were saying, whether you're single or whether you're married, dating, whatever, He should be first. Yeah. because she was there talking about the fruits of the spirit. I mean, and when she said the fruits of the spirit, yeah, because the fruits of the spirit are love, joy, peace, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, patience, and self-control.
Yeah.
And all those things in a relationship makes it work. But then you need the Spirit of God for that to happen.
Yeah.
So this is what we, as people, we need to concentrate on, having that first. And then, you know, when both people in a relationship, when they have that, then you've got a better chance. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But then whenever there's an issue, whenever they need to discuss something, they come together, they consult God.
Absolutely.
And no one, as I said, no one's perfect. So even if the husband or the wife doesn't know what to do, you get on your knees and you pray.
Drop
and say,
it like it's
Lord,
hot.
I don't know what to do, but show me what I need to do.
I remember going through some stats on why people break up, and one of the reasons why was unfulfillment. They couldn't get along and communicate, etc. And I was just thinking, like to what you were saying, and Will, that Miss Helenis is saying, when the person has God, right, they're already in a state of, God, what do you want from me? When they're by themselves, God, what do you want from me? What can I do to please you? How can I honor you? When you're by yourself, then when you get into that relationship, we do a reflection of what's in our relationship, right? Our relationship with God, that's like, it's like the person who grew up without a dad, right? Like myself, grew up without a dad, but because of my relationship with Jesus and how Jesus treats me, that's how I reflect myself onto my children, right? Just the same way a husband, even though there's some things that we don't know, maybe because of culture or some things, but we know we have a standing point on how to work with. And so our mind is, God, when we're by ourselves, how can I please you?
Yeah.
So guess what? When we get into a relationship with someone, how can I please you? One time I think we had the program and Chad said something really nice, that when it comes to a place of God, the service is infinite. It's finite, right? So because we have the fountain, God is a fountain, so we want to serve. Like we showed the umbrella, I will serve because I understand. That's what I do. That's my mindset. But if we are disconnected, we will complain. We'll have resentment to do the things that God has instructed us to do. We'll have oh gosh, it's so crazy. So she says, you know, so we ask, how can I help this person? What can I do? That's the thing that's occupying our mind. This is such a blessing.
Yeah, because sorry to interrupt, but you know, when she was saying, how do you help that person? Because I just wrote something down saying, helping the other person, not only do you love them, but you are helping your relationship.
Yeah.
And basically the love will be reciprocated.
Absolutely.
You know, what you give out is what you get back.
And guess what? And if it's not given out in the way you want at that time, you're like, I'm doing it's to Jesus. If the person didn't appreciate it, it's to Jesus anyway. Right? This is it. This is it. This is beautiful. Lorraine is still with us. Great to have you guys with us. All right. I think we're gonna just do one last one. All right. Sneak one last one in there because we did start late today. We had some technical errors. We started an hour, like just almost an hour afterwards. So we're literally just catching up. But I'm loving this conversation this morning, especially if someone's single. You know, we're learning that, you know what, I've got access to the source, which is God. You know what I mean? You can go to many gurus, but eventually you're just going to get fed up. Like when you're in the relationship, you know what I mean? So definitely we can't sidestep God. I can't say that enough. All right, let's go to this final piece. It's not the final piece, but we have to make it our final piece for today. And then we're going to wrap up the show because I know you're enjoying this. Just like are you guys enjoying this?
Yeah, no, it's good.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely.
I was going to say, I'm glad that we actually managed to get through the material. Because I thought we was going to do a short and sort of version of the show, but we kind of managed to cover most bases, which has been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Lovely. Let's go.
If I am single and I have depression, anxiety, or all these things, you know, problems with the soul, only God can help me with that. Not a marriage, not a relationship. If I enter into a relationship thinking, I will be happier, I will be more fulfilled, I will be more loved, blah, 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 you will be very disappointed. And it's unfair on the person because the person cannot give you what only God can give us.
See, that's a flash one right there. You see that? I love that point. Maybe we should do more like that, just like little blasts and then we kind of come back onto it, isn't it? There's a black and white video there. Just play that for a second, Kat. Let's see what she says.
I was in a relationship with someone I loved and they didn't love me back. So it was really hard when you love this person, when you feel like you've done everything to kind of fit into their world, to be what you think they want, to act, walk into. You're doing all these things to change yourself, hoping that this person will love you. And then you come to that realization, you just look at yourself in the mirror one day and you're like, I have to love myself more than I love him. Amen.
Drop it like it's hot. And who's the author of love? You can try and love yourself by force and great and put a bravado, but deep inside is a spot that only God can feel. All right, so that was a nice little 30-second piece, man. If you're going in for a man and he hasn't sorted himself out with Jesus, man, you don't know what is in that bucket. We've talked about previously on the previous programs in the Love Talk, the what's that box called again? The
Pandora's box?
No, the thing that the thing that things come out of.
Jack in a box.
Treasure chest.
Treasure chest. But Bishop been speaking about it every Thursday. Not engagement rules. When you have baggage. Okay. You know what I mean? You don't know what baggage a person's carrying, but when you have God inside of that, your baggage, it's good. It's positive. All right, so that was 30 seconds. Okay, let's see if we throw one last one in there. All right, and love it. Let's keep it going.
The podium of our life should be, number one, God. So if you meet somebody and the person doesn't have God in their podium, in their heart, in first place, you are not going to be on the same level and you'll have problems. First, God, then, but this me in a marriage is me, because we are one flesh. It's not me and then Elena, it's me. Because we are what? One. And then, who? People. And then, number 4. It's not there. But things, career, your house and these things. But, maybe what we're saying here to you tonight sounds to you counterproductive. Because you think, Bishop, I came here to solve my problems in my love life, and you're talking about putting God first. What does that have to do with my love life? Everything. Everything, because maybe that's why there are problems happening. We have seen people sometimes in the church becoming obsessed with someone, with an idea of something. Solve that problem tonight. The homework is for you to search deep within your heart to find out if someone or something has sneaked into first place in your life. Because before Eve was born, who was in first place in Adam's life? God. Why do you think Adam didn't have anybody else in first place? Because there was nobody else. It was him and God. And the zebras. But when the first woman arrived, made by God, Adam made the mistake of putting her first. It was not God's mistake to make Eve. It was Adam's mistake to put her in first place. So sometimes God even gives someone to the person, but the person puts that other person in first place. And then their relationship with God deteriorates, disappears, goes down. When someone says, I'm going to marry you, but for me to marry you, you have to leave the church. My friend, if you do that, who are you putting in first place? The person. Because if a blessing is of God, you think God would give you someone to take you away from his presence? Never. If the person says, listen, we're going to get married, but there's this thing I need you to do for me. I need you to lie for me. And you do it, that person's in first place because you compromise your principles. Right? We hear often young women, you've heard of this, young women who hold a gun for their boyfriend. Who's heard of things like this? Have you heard? It's very common, right? And the girl knows if she's caught with that. And by the way, a man who does that has zero love for that girl, because all that he wants is to get himself out of trouble. He's just using her as an accessory to what he's doing, right? But a person does that, why? Because she thinks that that man is her savior. That's why people do foolish things, compromise who they are, what they stand for someone, because that person became their savior. That's why people say, the moment you say to someone, I cannot live without you, something's wrong. Because the only person you shouldn't be able to live without is God. Of course, I love Elena very much. I don't want to live without her. But I can. But I don't want to. So if you realize God showed you here today, solve that problem. Ask God my Lord, forgive me for having put someone. How could I have put someone above you, my Lord? And maybe today you realize you did that. But if you fix that problem, you'll be on your way to fix the problem in your love life as well.
This is it. So sometimes it's nothing major. Sometimes it's just how we have our priorities in relationship. I can't live without you. There's some people who'll be like, oh, thank you. You've got a problem. You've got a problem. If the person's telling you, the woman or the guy, I can't live without you, my friend, your life is going to get difficult. It could be a month later, six months later, a year later. It's gonna be unhealthy. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can see it. You see how these horror movies. I mean, come on, man. The evil's already giving you signs of the script. Look, why do people get divorced? Just show this picture very quickly. We're just gonna finish up now. It's been great today. We had some technical difficulties, but just to show you reasons. This is 2023 statistics. Main reason why people divorce is lack of commitment. So people are just uncommitted and they break up. The second one after that is infidelity, unfaithfulness. Then here's an interesting one. 45% is unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations. You're my everything. They're human. Think about that. And underneath that, you have a lack of preparation for marriage. So speaking of lack of preparation for marriage, that's why we have the Love Talk every Thursday tonight, 8 p.m. happening here in the Rainbow Theatre. If you're getting this information, the person that you're considering is in the same environment getting this information, or they will eventually come and get the same information, definitely we won't be in the 41% of lack of preparation. Yes or no? Definitely would be sober enough not to have the unrealistic expectations. Yes or no, Will?
I was going to say yes. I was going to say that's probably the most modern reason why marriages fail.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this one is a bit of a weird take, but I heard something quite recently that marrying for love is somewhat of a new tradition in human history per se, because it used to be that you would marry whoever could
provide stability,
basically
keep a house
financially stable.
Yeah.
So
it's true. They fought it through, right?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Well, you've had a good time today, Deborah?
Yes, it's been good. It's been fun. I mean, despite the delays and stuff, but yeah, we managed to bring it together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I learned quite a lot.
We learned quite a lot today, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I know that I can't put my wife first. I know that we got to do what we got to do, people.
Yeah.
We got to do what we got to do. Don't compromise, because if we keep God first, He's going to give us the best.
Yeah.
We could change that situation. God can help us with it, for sure. Let's just keep honoring Him first. This is it. That's who win. We feel happy in that. I see your content smile. Yeah. I love that smile. Kat, you've been awesome, by the way. You've been absolutely awesome. You're the best ever. You bring joy to our spirit. Yeah, thank you for fighting today. I love the DE innovation. All right. I want to thank you, dear listeners, for being with us this morning and putting up with my condition. All right. And other than that, we're going to have a replay Friday tomorrow on The Breakfast Show. Please feel free to message us on The Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. There's a number on your screen. You should already have it on speed dial if you're a Breakfast Show faithful, to suggest what program you'd like us to cover between this week and any previous weeks. Whoever gets the most suggestions or comes up wins. Other than that, we'll see you live on The Breakfast Show next week, Monday, with more Breakfast Show shenanigans. Same Breakfast Show time, 8 a.m. Same Breakfast Show channel, libertyradio.co.uk. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on Instagram. Visit Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. We're working to reach 3,000 followers, and we are getting there, but we need you, your friends, family, and loved ones to all follow this turn. And make sure you go there and share with everybody. Yes or no, guys?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys in there, you guys, I'm all in there too, so we'll all be in there together. They're going to be in there together, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm going to go over to my back camera right here. Watch this.
It's not on.
Oh.
Okay, that camera over there. Is that one over there? Guys, it's been great being with you today, and other than that, we'll catch up on the next one. God bless you. 12 o'clock, so raising hour. Check it out. You're going to love it. Comment on the stuff on Liberty Radio, Instagram. I'm done. God bless you. Ciao for now. Farewell. Breakfast show time. Woo. Bye. Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show, Vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.